From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Tomorrow is Election Day statewide, and although there are some interesting individual races to be decided, the most attention by far is focused on ballot measure 1. Today at the Division of Elections in the State Building downtown, the phone was ringing off the hook while voters lined up to cast their absentee ballots. Voting officials are concerned that voters will enter the booth confused and uneducated regarding the referendum on the law, one that was passed by the legislature regarding oil and gas production taxes, interest rates, and overdue taxes and tax credits.
Also encourage voters to look ahead of time, look at their ballot measure pamphlet. Ballot measure 1 is a very long, very complicated ballot measure, so voters need to be expected to spend a little extra time in the voting booth if they haven't already looked at that ballot measure, because it is long and it's going to take a little bit to read it.
And just a reminder that KTVF will begin our live coverage at 9 p.m. with updates throughout the evening, with a complete wrap-up at 11 p.m. on News Center Final. The Fairbanks North Star Borough has reopened a bus route from Salcha to Fairbanks, but this time they have added some stops in hopes of increasing the number of riders. Called the Black Line, the Metropolitan Area Commuter System, or MAX bus, will drive onto Eielson Air Force Base, allowing patrons to stop at the BX store. The Borough Transportation Manager said riders who don't have a valid military ID will also be able to take the route. However, they will be required to stay on the bus. The Black Line will run for approximately a year and a half or until funding for the route stops.
I think it will be great for the residents of Salcha as well. They'll have a chance to ride the bus. It will be a little longer trip into town, as the bus will need to go onto Eielson Air Force Base, but they'll have some options in Salcha, some bus stops in Salcha to get into Fairbanks.
It was nearly 10 years ago when the Department of Energy first invested federal dollars into Chena Hot Springs, and it was about that time that the resort held its first renewable energy fair. The 9th installment of the day-long event came to pass on Sunday, and as Jamie Schwartzwald reports, the nation's top energy official was in attendance.
Innovation. Geothermal, the Department of Energy was very pleased to invest here now almost 10 years ago. And when you have costs lower from like 30 to 7 cents a kilowatt hour, that's exactly what we need to see more broadly in Alaska. And by the way, in many other parts of the world.
The 9th annual Renewable Energy Fair was open and free to the public. It featured informational booths and sessions on available renewable alternative energies. Bernie Carl hosted the fair and owns the facility many locals know as a place to soak in therapeutic water. However, Chena Hot Springs has worked through a $1 million matching federal grant to harness its low-temperature geothermal energy. Secretary of Energy Ernest Moniz toured the facility at Sunday's fair prior to giving the keynote address of the conference. Secretary Moniz is leading a charge to incorporate renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, and geothermal with non-renewable fossil fuels.
How to integrate those renewables with energy storage and with microgrids and with some fossil fuel backup is another area that we are developing aggressively.
Whether it's our opportunity for biomass, whether for geothermal, whether for solar, maybe not so much wind, but let's access these assets here. The marine hydrokinetic, using our rivers.
U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski has been a fixture at the Renewable Energy Fair throughout its 9 years. She was instrumental in bringing Secretary Moniz to Chena Hot Springs. The ranking Republican on the Senate Energy Committee, Murkowski says there is room for renewable energy development in a state built on the dollars of fossil fuel extraction.
When people think about Alaska as an energy state, I want to push them to think about us as truly the state where we have it all. And not only do we have it all, but we're being creative in how we access it in a responsible and efficient way.
Jamie Schwartzwald reporting from Chena Hot Springs.
All right, when we come back, local Girl Scouts are working on a land access project. Also, a man has been arrested in Anchorage for a murder that occurred in California. Those stories are next. Stay with us. And welcome back. The Farthest North Girl Scouts Council has been working on developing some land for their troops. After receiving a grant from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the council will be able to access 2 acres of land that has sat idle for nearly 50 years. According to the executive director, the land will be used by the different troops for outdoor recreational activities while they learn the skills needed to be a Girl Scout. Located just a half-mile from Chena Hot Springs Resort, the property can accommodate a number of girls, and their council says they're in the initial phase of construction.
Stumbled on the person who builds bridges out there, and he was building them through this grant for a couple of other homeowners up there, and offered to do it for us, and U.S. Fish and Wildlife made the funding come through. So now we're going to be building that bridge and then having basic camping there. It'll just be platform tents and outhouses, but it'll be enough for a troop of maybe 15 or 20 girls to go out there and enjoy the outdoors.
A man who allegedly had an affair with the missing wife of a Marine based in Southern California has been arrested here in Alaska and charged with her murder. 24-year-old Christopher Brandon Lee was taken into custody Sunday night in Anchorage and was being held until federal agents arrived to transport him. Lee was charged with homicide after Aaron Corwin's body was located August 17th at the bottom of a 140-foot mine shaft. San Bernardino County Sheriff Coroner John McMahon says Corwin's death had been ruled a homicide. Authorities say the 19-year-old Corwin is believed to have had a secret relationship with Lee.
Saturday, August 16th, the search concluded with the discovery of Aaron Corwin's body in a 140-foot mine shaft. Due to the depth and air quality, fire deployed their urban search and rescue team to assist with the recovery of Aaron's body. Her body was recovered on Sunday at approximately 6:30 p.m. On Sunday at approximately 10 p.m., Christopher Lee was arrested in Anchorage, Alaska for the murder of Aaron Corwin.
A Galena man accused of nearly dragging a police officer down the Yukon River with a boat is facing numerous charges. 24-year-old Garrett Huntington is accused of felony assault, criminal trespass, and unlawful contact in the first degree, along with other charges. Police say Huntington ran after an apparent fight with his family and tried to escape in a boat. The police officer chasing him was injured while trying to jump onto the boat after an attempt to tase Huntington failed. Another officer was reportedly able to stop Huntington before he could drag the injured police officer, who was hanging onto his boat, further into the river. After what troopers called a landing gear failure, one Wasilla man escaped injury in a plane crash near Healy on Saturday. 56-year-old Randy Tyler was reportedly landing on an airstrip at St. George Creek when the failure occurred. Troopers received the notice from FAA Air Traffic Control. A report said the experimental aircraft Tyler was flying sustained disabling damage. However, Tyler was not injured in the crash. Alaska State Troopers enlisted the assistance of the Fairbanks-based helicopter Hilo 2 to retrieve Tyler and bring him back to Fairbanks. A seafood company bus driven by a man who lost consciousness crashed into a tree Sunday, injuring 7 of the 20 employees on board. Now, the driver, 59-year-old Stephen Bartershall of Sterling, died at the scene. Alaska State Troopers said he apparently died of natural causes. The bus, belonging to Snug Harbor Seafoods of Kenai, was transporting employees to Anchorage. The 7 injured people were taken to Central Peninsula Hospital in Kenai. Investigators said their injuries were not life-threatening. All right, Joe Cook joins me now. What a wonderful packed weekend full of football and all sorts of interior fall sports. I loved it.
Yeah, it was really good. You know, we have all the highlights and info from that opening weekend of the 2014 high school football season, plus some plays from your alma mater in there. And we have the return of the I-5, the interior top 5 plays. So
that is awesome.
All that and more coming up next. Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Time for your sports weekend recap. I'm Joe Cook. We start with the opening weekend of the high school football season. Saturday night, the Lathrop Malamutes took on the Bartlett Golden Bears. KTVS sports reporter Austin Buchanan was there and has more.
Hosted the Bartlett Golden Bears tonight. The Golden Bears started the game off with the run game early as Vincent Labadon scores for the Bears on the first drive of the game, putting up the first 6 points on the board. Malamutes try to tie the game, but the junior quarterback Glenn Maiden fumbles in the pocket. Bartlett recovers, then scores after Labadon answers again for 6 after a short run to the end zone. 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Bartlett's quarterback, Paolo Sappa, fumbles. The Malamutes recover, also capitalize after the brother duo as Glenn Maiden makes a long throw to Garius Maiden to the end zone. That will put up the first 7 points on the board for the Malamutes. The Golden Bears answered with a touchdown right after Deontay Love returns a 83-yard kickoff return, making the score 21-7. The Bears with the lead. Start of the second quarter, Malamutes were forced to punt away, but fumbles while punting, allowing the Bears to recover on the 5-yard line. And again, Labadan gets the call and answers in the end zone. Third quarter, the Golden Bears open with a 4-play, 45 yards. Jordan Pack runs for 11 of them yards after a touchdown score, now 40-7. Fourth quarter, Sapa completes a 39-yard pass to number 48. Next play, Labadan answers with a handoff for the touchdown, 47-7. He finishes the night with 21 carries, 160-plus rushing yards, and 5 touchdowns. The Golden Bears of Bartlett takes the victory, 47-14 over the Malamutes.
And earlier Saturday, the Monroe Rams, in their first game under new head coach Chad Comeau, faced the medium school level Ketchikan Kings out of the Southeastern Conference. Caleb Thomas, he scored the first touchdown for the Rams to give them a 6-0 lead from 5 yards away. Thomas scored twice for Monroe in that first half. This was a game the Kings led just 13-12 at the half, but K-High went off in the second half, scoring 38 unanswered points using their unique formations and the play of quarterback T. McBurnett. McBurnett scored 3 touchdowns to lead the Kings, and they blow out Monroe 51-12 in the season opener for both teams. The Rams will travel to Barrow this weekend looking for a win in week 2. And the Allison Ravens had their season opener in football on the road on Saturday. They won big over the Homer Mariners 41-16. The Ravens trailed 8-6 at the end of the first, but were up 28-8 by halftime. Allison will host Seward this Saturday for their first home game of the season. Now let's take a look at the Week 2 high school football polls. No change in the medium small school polls. So High is first, and Juneau Douglas, followed by North Pole and Allison and Nikiski. All of the teams ranked won their season openers. And the large schools poll, West is still on top, South is second, then Bartlett jumps to third for their first appearance in the polls. Service and Colony round out the large schools top 5 Week 2 poll. And the first race in the Interior Alaska Cross Country Series was on Saturday at the West Valley Ridge Trails after the West Valley Invitational, which was the first local run of the season for high school cross country runners. Here are the results from the AK Cross Country Series opener. 20 runners competed in 3 different categories. Tommy Dayhill, he won the 4-mile race in 24 minutes and a second. Melissa Lewis was the runner-up in 24:52. In the adult 2-mile race, Jesse Holmes finished first in 12 minutes 23 seconds, and Tamara Fairbanks took second in 15:26. Eric Endestead won the youth 2-mile race with a winning time of 13:16, and Nolan Ernest was second in 14:01. Now the next race in the inaugural series is September 13th at the Birch Hill Rec area. Now here's the first I-5 Interior Top 5 plays of the 2014-2015 season. Check them out. 5. Caleb Thomas provides the offense for the Monroe Rams, scoring 2 touchdowns and a 51-12 loss to the Ketchikan Kings on Saturday. At number 4, Glenn Maiden of Lathrop somehow avoids the sack and finds his brother Garius for the big touchdown pass, the first points of the year for the Mutes, but they lost 47-14 to Bartlett on Saturday. At number 3, North Pole senior running back DeAndre Campbell takes the opening kickoff 88 yards to the crib in Friday night season opener against West Valley. At number 2, Joshua Cummings goes crazy for West Valley. This 63-yard TD run was part of his 266-yard, 3-touchdown performance on Friday for the sophomore. And at number 1, the Patriots get 2 game-winning plays in Friday's instant classic against the Wolfpack. Shane Hirsch's 3-yard TD gives the Pats a late lead, and the defense stuffs West Valley at the 2-yard line with seconds remaining, and North Pole wins 41-35 on Friday night. To select the play of the week, go to the KTVF Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages, comment on the post, or email Joe Cook at KTVF11.com for your pick. The play of the week will be revealed this Friday.
The I-5 Sports Report is brought to you by Adient Orthopedic Physical Therapy.
And that's it for sports. Join us tomorrow for your first look at this year's UAF volleyball team. The high school tennis season begins tomorrow as well. Weather is next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz back with you once again after taking a week off to take care of some chores, getting ready for winter. Although it rained all the time while I was gone, but oh well, I got a few things accomplished. Starting off with our photograph tonight, Rebecca Schneckenberger from the Delta Junction area, filing this photograph here. She was near Delta and was able to capture this caribou, and that's a big, nice rack there on that caribou. Again, as always, if you have a photograph to share, send it to me at photos@ktvf11.com. Here's what's going on at the airport right now. Our high today, 66. Right now, 64. Low last night, 52. Record high, 82, 1905. Down to 28 in 1947. Sunrise and sunset, 16 hours and 5 minutes of daylight. That's a loss of 7 minutes from yesterday. Taking a look at our satellite and radar, you can see all the showers moving through the interior on a good, strong westerly flow, bringing that moisture in across the Bering Sea. That's going to continue for the next couple days or so, it seems like. And on our close-up with the latest radar, you can see lots of little showers all over the area, but they're starting to diminish a little bit as the daytime heating cools down and the showers don't develop as well as they did this afternoon. Tomorrow, they'll stick back up there again, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. What's going on across the rest of the state? For the most part, just cloudy skies over southeast Alaska. Sunshine from Anchorage right on down to Kodiak Island. And then we have rain shower activity over the southwest portion of the state. Cloudy skies around the Nome area. Barrow, 38 degrees, and cloudy skies, and Fort Yukon, 63. Lower 48 weather heading on down there. It looks like this. Lots of sunshine over the Pacific Northwest. Seattle at 84 degrees. Las Vegas at 99. Thunderstorms rumbling around the Minneapolis area. Partly cloudy skies at Dallas, 92 degrees there. Over the eastern half of the country, sunshine around New York with 81, and New Orleans, thunderstorm activity 92. More thunderstorms around the Miami area, also 92. On the satellite and radar, you can see the afternoon showers and thunderstorms developing in the daytime heating. Across the Great Lakes, also a little band moving across the Central Plains. And over the West Coast, things look really good as high pressure really dominating the scene there. Later on this week, the jet stream once again will take a little bit of a dip, bringing some cooler air across the Pacific Northwest. Hot temperatures continuing over the mainly the Central Plains and showers over the Northeast. Well, heading on back to Alaska for tomorrow. One quick note to pass along, though. Matriba, Kuwait, 123 degrees yesterday afternoon. Hottest temperature in a long time. Okay, now I'm on back to Alaska. Here's what it looks like in northern sections. Cloudy skies at Barrow. Showers expected for Nome and Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at, again, those scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Not out of the question also. Over southeast Alaska, mainly cloudy skies with isolated showers in Juneau and Ketchikan. Well, out to the southwest, we're looking at, for the most part, mainly cloudy skies at Cold Bay, Bethel, and also Kodiak Island. And if you're heading on down the Anchorage Bowl area, well, they're not too bad. Partly cloudy skies forecasted for Anchorage and Homer, and also at Valdez. And our forecast for the remainder of the night looks like this. It looks like most of the showers have just about ended. 50 degrees, the overnight low. Tomorrow's forecast will start all up again, though. We're looking for scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. 69 degrees for the daytime high. And the 5-day outlook calling for temperatures to be right around 70 degrees, the 5-day period there, and off and on isolated showers once again. They'll be tapering off a little bit as we head toward the weekend, though, so the weekend is looking a little bit better. And overnight lows will also be right around the 50-degree mark each night. But all in all, not too bad. Although I am getting tired of seeing rain all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's football weather, right?
Yeah, it really is. Interesting on Wednesday. A little special, I could say, blip in the radar, if you will. Wednesday night, North Pole is going to be hosting Ketchikan. So they have a midweek game after playing on Friday. After playing Friday night, so almost similar to like the NFL teams to play Sunday and we have Thursday night game. Right. Almost similar to that here in the interior.
Cool, really.
So yeah, that's at Patriot Pratt Field on Wednesday.
And isn't it also the start of school then too? So.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. That's best. So. What way to bring in the new school year in with the football game?
Absolutely. Well, a win would work.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Very good. But the weather, it seems like it's going to be like this for the whole week. So it's not
we might maybe hit a little better weather for the weekend. It looks like.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Of course, this is Monday, and you know how things can change there.
Very good. That's right. All right. Thanks, guys. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fbx Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, authorities in Ferguson, Missouri hope a curfew for the third night will bring calm. That's next with Brian Williams.
And join us there 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
Okay, from all of us here at the News Center, have a great night. Don't forget to vote tomorrow.
Yeah.